Hi, I'm Sam, and welcome to Healing with Sam. Have you ever been inside a CPS courtroom and felt railroaded or felt confused and not even sure the name of the hearing or the purpose of the hearing? Have you been in that courtroom and you didn't have a voice and there was words being used that you didn't really understand or maybe never heard before, like adjudication? Have you been in a CPS courtroom and felt that maybe your lawyer or your court appointed lawyer wasn't doing their job? Then stick around. I have some guidance for you that will help you with those topics and more. I created a freebie, a CPS Survival Guide for parents with open judicial cases. So if you or someone you know fits that description, stay tuned and share this video with someone you know, and let's get started. Oh, the night is my world, city light, painted girl. At the end of the video, I will go over all the topics of the freebie, and if you're interested, the description for the link to get the CPS Survival Guide, which is free, will be available to you. One of the things included in my survival guide is due process. It is our constitutional right for due process. CPS violates parents' due process. When I had an open case, I didn't know about due process. All the things I'm going to share with you in today's video could have saved my family if I would have known. And I don't want what happened to me to happen to any of you. And so that's why I created this survival guide and this video to let you know that it's available to you. Some examples of due process are a jury trial, which is super important if you get to the end and are facing a termination of parental rights trial. More towards the beginning of your case, due process that CPS violates of parents is entering your home without a warrant, not giving you time to prepare for the shelter hearing or to meet with your lawyer prior to the shelter hearing. A big due process violation that CPS is known for pretty much in every case is not giving you your motion of discovery, because you have a right, a constitutional right, to know the charges against you, who's making those charges, and the evidence against you. You have a right to know the evidence against you. How are you going to prepare for your defense to save your family if you don't know what CPS has on you? I wish I would have known about a motion of discovery. In a motion of discovery, it gives you the caseworker's notes. It gives you all sorts of critical information about your case that you have a right to know. It gives you the notes from your providers. It gives you, if there's police records or school records and witnesses that CPS has against you, you have a right to see that. And that's what the motion of discovery is for. So you can have it, see it, go over it with your attorney, and prepare your defense in the most effective way possible. All of that is part of your due process constitutional right. There's more information about that in the survival guide. I have included red flags. Throughout your case, there are red flags, especially in the beginning, that you need to be aware of. In the beginning, if your attorney tells you, sign the case plan, just go along with whatever CPS says and do what they say, that is a red flag. Your attorney is not on your side. They are not going to defend you. They're not going to try to save your family. They do not have your best interests on their agenda. And in my story, my attorney, I found out when it was too late, was on CPS's side the entire time. If your attorney does like mine did, who wouldn't let me plead not guilty and therefore have an adjudication hearing. My attorney made me plead no consent. Those are some major red flags that your attorney is not on your side. And in the survival guide, I go on to explain that that doesn't necessarily mean to fire your attorney. It means to do several things, which are in the guide. But for example, the guide helps you know what's going on, know what to expect, and encourages you to work with your attorney. If you don't have a lot of money and can't afford one, they're basically all you have. You can switch attorneys. That information, how to do that, is in there also. The survival guide I created includes important reminders like documenting everything and how to organize it, do's and don'ts for your visitation with your children, reminding you to make sure your visitations consistently move forward, meaning become more often with less restrictions. The number one way that I can look at a parent's case and know, are they going to reunify, or is CPS going to change the goal last minute from reunification to adoption, is by looking at their visitations. If a parent's visitations are still supervised, it doesn't look good. So from the beginning and throughout your case, make sure you know this and you advocate more visitations, less restrictions. You want unsupervised. You want overnights. Those are great indicators that you will reunify. Reminder, CPS doesn't hand you your kids back. Once you complete your case plan, you have to submit your evidence and proof to your attorney. And then another reminder, you have to make sure your attorney submits that evidence to the court. Mine never did. I had no idea my attorney wasn't doing their job, but this is very common. And also in regards to CPS, they don't hand you your kids back. Once you finish that case plan, you advocate and you stay on your lawyer's ass to file for motion for reunification and to submit a reunification plan, which I go over in detail in the survival guide available to you in the description below. The last thing I'll go over about the survival guide is there's emotional support in there. Compassion, letting you know that I know you're not yourself. When your children are removed from your life, from your care, from your custody, you don't know who you are. I know I didn't know how to function. CPS gives you no adjustment period at all. They have zero compassion. It took me 4 months to get to a state of mind where I could even work with these assholes who just took my kids. You know, for that first 4 months, I was rude to them. I was not emotionally regulated, which makes sense. But like I said, they have no compassion. They literally expect you to immediately jump in, be respectful, do what they say when they say it, and start your services. I couldn't function. I didn't know how to eat. I didn't know how to sleep. I didn't know what to do without my children. And so maintaining the life I had, plus adding all these services and appointments to be on time for, it wasn't happening for 4 months. And that's 4 months of notes that they have against you for being non-compliant, which can be detrimental to your case. Emotional support to let you know you're not alone, and to let you know not every county has advocates, but to look, to ask. I know advocates across the nation. I can refer you to. I have a support group that I attend, that I'll put the link to that in the description. I believe it's in the survival guide also. So there's more, but those are some highlights of my CPS survival guide. So I hope you download it. I hope it helps. The purpose of my guide and of this video is to help families reunify and to give you tips and guidelines on how to do that. You are what's best for your kids. And don't let CPS tell you any different. I said I would have all the topics that are included in the freebie here at the end, and it's a lot, so I'm going to read it to you. What to discuss with your attorney throughout your case, a checklist for your court appearances, how and what to document, a script for the courtroom for the judge, how to request a new attorney, all your due process rights. I went over a few, there's more. Do's and don'ts at your visit, motion of discovery, and all the things that's incorporated in it to help you. Filing grievances, motion for reunification and a reunification plan, red flags to look for, is your attorney on your side, critical questions to ask your attorney, tips throughout your case on what to do, children's rights, and I think that's all I have written down. So it's a lot of good information. I hope it helps.